they're looking at this guy going, oh, game changer. Game changers. I mean, go back to the WBC. This guy dominated. This is the guy they wanted on the mound was Sasaki.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and they won the whole thing. So you're right, Chinch. This guy's not coming in to just be, oh, he's a nice piece. No, this guy's an ace.
Oh, yes.
And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot, Chinch, on Monday. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? Oh, my goodness, man. World Series ends, all the other sports are going on, and then we took a couple days off, and I get stressed out. I say it every time we don't talk, dude. It's been like almost a week.
I know, dude.
Without my Casey fix.
You know, it's so weird because it is so true. Like, the biggest thing in life is consistency in your routine. This is such a routine for you and me. I'm like, man, you start getting away from it a couple of days. You're like, oh, we're going back. You know, we go back and do it. Yeah, like we want to get back to being consistently in our routine. So, dude, I'm glad to see you. I just took an incredible trip with a men's group that I'm a part of. My son Andrew is too. We went down to Asheville, North Carolina this weekend, and we had a absolute blast. Absolute blast, dude. Also, too, there's some real devastation down there. Wow, what an eye opening. Oh, geez, there's people are still dealing with that hurricane, 6-7 weeks later. So, but it was a great trip, and I'm glad to be back home though too.
Yeah, but you guys, you were with a bunch of big, strong dudes, and you guys were actually like rebuilding down there, right? Is that
yeah, man? Yeah, we went. Yeah, we actually went to a house on Friday. When we got together, we're like, we want to make sure we do some service work. So we went to a friend of ours' house down there. Was decimated, Chinch, decimated. But he did. Listen to this stat: 99% of people down there don't have flood insurance.
I know.
Only 1% did. Yeah. So like their house is like this guy's house. He was tearing it up by himself. So we went over there, tore up all the floors. We're just tearing the mud out and stuff like that. And there was so much mud from the rain underneath.
Yeah.
So it was there were some animals though in our group. Man, this guy Matt Rainbow's just my son went in there, was ripping up boards, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't even know what those tools are he's using. And I'm like, he comes up to me, he's like, Dad. So, dude, Chinch, a couple years ago, both my sons worked for a buddy of mine named Todd Anderson, who has a company called Junk Joey's, like Joey, like a kangaroo.
Oh,
like
I know those companies.
Come in, get your stuff, and bounce. That's his whole thing. Well, dude, Andrew and Jake would go demolition things, right? So, like, I was looking at Andrew, fascinated. He's ripping through boards, ripping it up, and he comes up. I go, dude, where'd you learn how to do this? I know. I didn't teach you. Yeah. And he's like, dude, he's like, Dad, he's like, those 2 summers I worked for Todd Anderson, all we did was demo things. I'm like, well, dude, that's impressive. So Andrew was a big time asset for the group down there.
There you go. He's also 7'6" and 293 pounds of pure muscle. He's like Colossus from the X-Men. Anyway, so that's awesome, dude. Here we go. It's starting. It's funny, the season ends. There's that couple days of just kind of like, reviving on it, whatever. And then, football's, in its thing, in its glory, whatever. But we are about to start getting hot, like super duper hot with this offseason. And there is so much out there. You have, obviously, Juan Soto is, the top of your Christmas tree or whatever you celebrate. And
he's the angel on the top.
yeah, he's the angel. He's like the automated angel where you spend extra where the wings move or something. So there's him. But then, of course, we have the new Japanese import coming in, the pitcher, who a lot of people are in on. Well, let's start from the top. What are you more focused on right now? Is it Soto, or do you think Soto's like, we're not going to know until like the last day of the winter meetings? Are you looking at the Japanese imports? Are you looking at the other guys with trades? Because there's a lot of talk out there.
Well, you know what? I think Soto is going to be on the back burner for right now. I mean, that's not getting done until the earliest, the end of the winter meetings, the earliest. I really believe that the last day of the winter meetings are right. That's when it might get done, but it could be even after that. So who knows with that. But this Roki Sasaki,
yeah,
I mean, dude, this guy is an absolute stud. And they're about to post him. He's 23 years old, dude. 23 years old, and he has posted a 2.02 ERA in 414 innings pitched with 524 punchouts. This guy's a stud. So, and the one thing that's different between him and Yamamoto, you have to have 6 years or below of service time. You don't get posted like when you get posted when go back when Ohtani came here. He signed for $2.3 million to the Angels and then went through like the regular big league process. 3 years of 3 years of like rookie salaries and then 3 years of arbitration, and then he became a free agent for the Dodgers. That's the same thing that this guy Sasaki's coming in on. And here's the big thing, Chinch. You'd have to think teams that are coming in, this is like old school selling. You're selling the organization. You're selling the city. You're selling the fans. This isn't so much to the highest bidder. This isn't like a Yamamoto where it's the Yankees, Dodgers, who has $300-some million to spend. This could be something where it's like, oh, you really like New York, or you really like, hey, you like Seattle? Seattle could be a place where you like, it's not just going to be the big dog teams with the biggest money. This could be we're selling our organization, we're selling our city, we're selling the fans. So this guy looks like a game-changing pitcher, dude. He's a big guy. He's got great stuff, upper 90s heater, wipeout slider, probably has a good split. So I'm kind of looking at that thinking this guy could actually be a game-changing arm, Chinch.
Yeah, and you know what the very interesting thing about it, I think we can all kind of agree that the West Coast of the United States has cornered the market right now at this moment. Like Yu Darvish is Yu Darvish. Don't we forget about him because there's Ohtani, but and also you see they bring a guy in for $350 million. He might not have had the greatest season, but he helped them win a World Series. Right.
Yep.
So I think it's almost like on the internet when you look at stuff, everybody thinks it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to either the Dodgers or the Padres. However, with all this posting stuff and the way the international money is in America, there are teams like the Baltimore Orioles or even like the Toronto Blue Jays who have the money. That's the interesting thing about these posting guys. You don't have to spend $350 million on all of them. You can actually get them for somewhat of a bargain. And like you said, it's just a matter of what city they like and when they're comfortable. So
I also think what you said there is a big deal, because if I'm going over to Japan to play, I am looking at what Americans are on the team.
Right.
How many Americans are on the team? I know it's a big deal. I played with Daisuke Matsusaka in 2008, with the Red Sox, and dude, that's a different animal, And we had an Okajima was another pitcher on our team, so they had each other. So if you're